करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्म उपनिषदम् माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्त्वनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरते यौपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओमित्येतदक्षरमुद्गीतमुपासीत ओमिति ह्युद्गायते तस्योपव्याख्यानम् न विलक्षणत्वादस्य तथात्वं च शब्दाद् अभिमानिव्यपदेशस्तु विशेषानुगतिभ्यां दृश्यते तु दृश्यते हि लोके चेतनत्वेन प्रसिद्धेभ्यः पुरुषादिभ्यः विलक्षणानां केशनखादीनाम् उत्पत्तिः. It is our experience that in the day-to-day life, those human beings and others who are well known to be conscious beings, from them there is the creation of keshanakadina, of the hair, nail, etc., which are unconscious. अचेतनत्वेन च प्रसिद्धेभ्यः गोमयादिभ्यः वृश्चिकादीनाम्, and those which are well known to be insentient, such as cow dung, from that we find the creation of sentient beings such as a scorpion, etc. Then the question now is, the main argument of the Sankhyas is Vilakshanatvad, because there is Vailakshanyam, dissimilarity between Jagat and Brahman. Jagat being insentient, Brahman being sentient or conscious being. Because of this dissimilarity, Brahman cannot be the material cause of the creation. So then the question was asked, किम अशेषस्य ब्रह्मभावस्य अनुवर्तनं विवक्षितं विलक्षणत्वम् अभिप्रेयते इति. Do you mean that in every way that a material cause and effect should they be similar in every way? Is that what you mean? When you are dismissing or when you are advancing dissimilarity as a cause for Brahman and Jagat not being related as cause and effect, dissimilarity is a hetu. What do you mean by dissimilarity? Do you mean that the cause and effect must be similar in every way? Or they should have some similarity? Or is the main problem that Brahman is consciousness and Jagat is achetanam, unconscious? Is that the reason why you say that Brahman cannot be the material cause of creation? Prathame vikalpe, if you expect that the cause and effect must have similarity in every way, then you cannot distinguish one from the other. Then you cannot call one thing a cause, other thing the effect, because cause and effect are similar in every way. Therefore, similarity cannot mean similarity in every way. If you mean that some similarity must be there, then it's there. Brahman is of the nature of existence and creation also possesses existence. So, existence which is the nature of Brahma inheres in the creation, and therefore by that criterion Brahman can definitely become the cause of the creation. We say that because Brahman is consciousness and Jagat is not conscious, therefore Brahman cannot be the cause of the creation. Where did you find this? Where did you find an unconscious thing necessarily not being born from consciousness? Did you find it anywhere? Drishtanta abhavaha. There is no drishtanta. Kim hi yat chaitanyena ananvitam tat abrahma prakritikam drishtamiti. What have you found that is unconscious and necessarily not the effect of the conscious being? Where do you find that? Because for us the Brahmavadis, samastasya vastujatasya brahma prakritikatva abhivagamat. As far as we are concerned, we depend upon the Shruti, and already Chetanam Brahma Jagatah Karanam Prakritishyeti Agamatatparyasya Prasadhitatvat. In the previous chapter, it has already been established that Brahman, which is consciousness, is both the efficient as well as the material cause. So according to us, there is nothing that is not a product of Brahman. So you tell us, what is it that is not the product of Brahman? You tell us. You don't have a drishtanta or illustration to prove your point. You see, when you claim, when you give a hetu, that because Brahman is consciousness and Jagat is insentient, therefore Brahman cannot be the cause of the creation. So where do you find an insentient thing not born from? You tell us an insentient thing born from something other than Brahman. You tell us. If you claim that Pradhanam is the cause, we say Pradhanam also is the product of Brahman. Then what? Then also another claim that Sankhya had, that because Brahma is parinishtitam vastu, it is an already existing entity. So their rule is that an existing entity such as earth must be available for other means of knowledge other than Shabda scriptures such as perception, inference. Then Bhashyakara said, Rupadi abhavadhi nayamartha pratyakshasya gocharaha. Because Brahman doesn't have a form, doesn't have a color, doesn't have smell, doesn't have a taste, etc. Therefore, it cannot be available for perception by the sense organs. It cannot be an object of perception. Lingadi abhavacha, and Brahman does not possess any ground of inference because of which you can infer Brahman or Jagat Karana. So what you say that pre-existing entity should be available for other means of knowledge, that may be true for the worldly things, but you cannot apply that rule to Brahman because Brahman does not possess any attributes which can make it available for perception or inference or comparison, etc. Agamatra samadigamyeva tvayam artha dharmavat. So we say that just as dharma can only be known from Agama or Vedas, so also Brahman can be known only from the Vedas, and nothing else is capable of becoming the pramanam for revealing Brahman. Tatha cha Shruti, and Shruti clearly says, Naisha tarkena matirapaneya proktanyenaiva sujnanaya presthayati. Isha brahmani matihi tarkena swatantrena na apneya na sampadaniya. Tarka not based on Shruti. What is meant by tarkena is swatantrena tarkena. Tarka or the reasoning or argument which has no basis in Vedas. By that tarka, this mati, this knowledge of Brahman cannot be attained. Yadva kutarakena na badhaniya, nor can it be disproved by a distorted reasoning. Kutarkedat anyenaiva vedavid acharya prokta matihi sujnanaya anubhavaya phalaya bhavati. Therefore, only when Brahman is taught by an acharya who is other than this kutarkikata, other than a person who insists upon proving everything by logic or by reasoning, meaning one who accepts Shruti as a pramanam and knows the limits of tarka. He knows the usefulness of reasoning, at the same time knows the limits of reasoning, and for whom Shabda or the Shruti is a pramanam. When communicated by an acharya such as that, then Brahman can be also known. Shruti rabhivavati achintya khalve bhavaha natam starkena yojayet. Those bhavas, those entities that are achintya, that cannot be thought of by the mind, they should not be subjected to they should not be approached through simply reasoning or logic. So this is a big deal here actually. It's a very, very important thing. Because the so-called rationalists, the scientists are rationalists, the thinkers are rationalists, and therefore they want to arrive at everything through reasoning. Then it's called rational. That way Vedantis are not rationalists, because we do not expect that everything should be approached through logic. No. That there are entities beyond logic. There are entities beyond the comparison. There are entities beyond the imagination of human being. To insist that everything should be explainable by reasoning is a great arrogance actually. Means that you are imagining that you are so intelligent that you can explain everything. Vedanta says no. Indeed, Vedanta says that nothing can be explained by reasoning. Because in this universe is mithya. Mithya means it is unreal. And therefore, it does not lend itself to any kind of logical explanation. As we saw in the class the other day, there are all kinds of doshas, the defects involved. Atmashraya, Anyonyashraya, Chakratmaka, etc. All these kind of doshas or defects are found in the creation, which we see nothing wrong in them, because this creation being mithya has all these doshas. Therefore, achintya khalve bhava natam starkena yojayet. Those entities that cannot come under the purview of the thought cannot be approached through logic. Avyaktoyam achintyoyam avikaryoyam uchyate iti cha. This avyakta, unmanifest. Achintya is beyond the thought. Because I am nirvikara. Katham avikaryamita asankya. Why do you say that Atma is avikarya? Atma is changeless. Because it has no birth and no death. Name viduhu suraganaha prabhavam na maharshaya. The host of the devatas as well as the great sages also, they do not know my prabhava, my birth. Prabhavam janma na viduhu. Mama sarvaditvena janma abhavat. Because I am sarvadi, I am the adi of everything, I am the cause of everything. Therefore, I have no cause, I have no birth. Meaning that there is an uncaused cause. This also is difficult for the rationalist to accept. That uncaused cause, they laugh at this expression, uncaused cause. Even Bible also says that. What would be uncaused cause? If Ishvara created everything, who created Ishvara? You should answer that question. So it is taken for granted that everything must be created. But ultimately, this process of creation has to conclude somewhere which is not created. Otherwise, it is anavastha, it is infinite regression. You can never arrive at creation. Then the argument was, look, your own Shruti says, Atma vare drashtavya, shrutavya, mantavya. So mananam, which is the process of reasoning, is enjoined for the knowledge of Atma. How do you say that? Reasoning does not have a scope with reference to Atma. Yadapi shravanam vyatirekena mananam vidat shabdaheva tarkamapi adartavyam darshayati yuktam. So when Shabda or the Shruti enjoins mananam over and above Shravanam, then tarkamapi adartavyam darshayati. And that way the Shruti also says that tarka also is to be respected. The reasoning also is to be respected. Na anena mishena shushka tarkasya tarkasyatra atmalabha. Anena mishena. On this excuse, the Shruti considers tarka or reasoning as respectable. You cannot use that as make that an issue. You cannot use that as a ground for for saying that any kind of tarka has a scope with reference to Atma. Shushka tarkasya atra atmalabha na. What is called empty logic. Logic which has no basis in Shruti, that tarka has no scope here. That is not what is meant by Shruti. Tarka. So when Shruti says mananam, by mananam, Shruti does not mean that's the process of reasoning which is devoid of any basis on the Shruti. Shruti anugrahita eva yatra tarkaha anubhavangatvena adhiyate ashriyate. Shruti anugrahita eva tarkaha. A logic confirming to the Upanishad. Anugrahita, logic confirming to the Upanishad, the Shruti alone, is what is meant by the Shruti as a anga, as also a means for gaining knowledge or experience. Shruti anugrahita eva tarkaha anubhavangatvena ashriyate. Anubhava anga. That by Shravanam you get the anubhava of the knowledge. And you require mannam to eliminate whatever doubts etc. are raised, and for that the tarka is ashriyate, the reasoning is resorted to. I think this is how far we came last class. So says Ratnaprabha, Shrutya Tattve Nischite Sati. Anu means Anugrahitaha. Anu and Grahitaha. Shrutya Tattve Nischite Sati Anu. When the Tattva of the truth has been ascertained with the help of Shruti by Shravanam, Anu means Paschat, thereafter, Purusha doshasya asambhavana de nirasaya. Still, Purusha buddhi being limited, asambhavana, how can this be possible? Shruti says that I am Brahman, how can I be Brahman? Shruti says that there is the unity among diversity, non-duality is the truth, how can it be? So these questions arise even after we have ascertained what the Shruti teaches, this asambhavana, this impossibilities, this kind of questions arise in the human mind. So, tasya nirasaya gruhitaha Shruti anugrahitaha. So tarka, which is meant for removing the doubts or removing the impossibility of what the Shruti says. So what the Shruti says creates doubts in the mind of the student because of his conclusions and experiences, and it is to remove those doubts and those vagueness that the Shrutarka, the reasoning, has the scope with reference to the knowledge of Brahma. So that kind of tarka is called Shruti Anugrahita Tarka. The tarka, the reasoning, that is conforming to the view of the Shruti. Tam aha. So Bhashyakara himself gives examples of the asambhavana. How samshaya bhavana, the doubts, asambhavana, the impossibility, how these questions can arise in the mind of human being, and how therefore tarka or reasoning is required to remove these doubts or these questions. So Bhashyakara says, स्वप्नांत बुद्धांतयोः उभयोः इतरेतर व्यभिचारात् आत्मनः अनन्वागतत्वं संप्रसादे च प्रपंच परित्यागेन सदात्मना संपत्तेः निष्प्रपंच सदात्मत्वं प्रपंचस्य ब्रह्म प्रभवत्वात् कार्यकारण अनन्यत्वन्यायेन ब्रह्म अव्यतिरेकः इति एवं जातीयकः तर्कः श्रुति अनुगृहीतः. This kind of tarka or reasoning Sri Ratnaprabha जीवस्य अवस्थावतः देहादि प्रपंच युक्तस्य निष्प्रपंच ब्रह्मैक्यम असंभवे. जीवस्य अवस्थावतः, who is jiva? Jiva is the one that goes through or possesses these three states: waking, dream, deep sleep. So sometimes jiva is waker, sometimes dreamer, sometimes sleeper. So this jiva possesses these three avasthas, these three states. Dehadi prapancha yuktasya, and the jiva is the one who is possessed of this body, sense organs, etc. Meaning that jiva is very much within samsara. Jiva is very much within prapancha samsara. Nishprapancha brahmaikyam asambhave. So jiva who is very much a samsari, possessed of this body, mind, sense complex, going through the daily, these three states of waking, dream and deep sleep. How can he be Brahma, which is beyond prapancha, which transcends the prapancha or the relative existence? How can jiva who is within the relative existence, how can he be Brahma? So this asambhavana, this kind of question can arise. How is this possible? Then Dvaitagrahi Pramana Virodhat Brahmanasya Advitiyatam Ayuktam. Dvaitagrahi Pramana Virodhat, with perception, inference, what we perceive or what we know is all duality. So our sense organs also reveal the duality, that the world is, there is a drishya and there is drashta. The druk-drishya duality is our experience. And therefore, dvaitagrahi pramana virodha. The pramana, the means of knowledge that we normally have, are all dvaitagrahi. They all perceive, or they all know everything through dvaita or the duality. Whereas Shruti declares Brahman to be Advitiyam, non-dual. So therefore, how can Brahman be non-dual? When perception, inference, everything leads to the conclusion that there is duality. When something happens to me, it does not happen to you. That means you are different from me. You are different from me in every way, as I see. The body, mind, personality, everything is different. So that the world is different from me is my experience. How can you say that Brahman is non-dual? There is no division between so drashta and drashya, or the seer seen are not different from each other. How do you say that? Ayuktam is also not proper. Iti evam Shrautartha asambhavanaya. That this question, how can what the Shruti says, how can it be possible? Tan nirasaya, for refuting or resolving this question that can arise in the mind of the human being. Sarvavasthasu atmanah anugatasya vivicharinibhihi avasthabhihi ananvagatatvam. Look, Atma sarvasu avasthasu atmana anugatasya. Atma that pervades, or that obtains in all the three states, waking, dream and deep sleep. So Atma could not have been passing through these states unless Atma was different from the states. For example, right now I am in Ahmedabad, in the afternoon I can be in Baroda, and in the evening I can be in Surat. So person who travels from Ahmedabad, who is in Ahmedabad also, Baroda also, and Surat also, has necessarily different from Ahmedabad, Baroda and Surat. If I was one with Ahmedabad, I could not be in Baroda. Similarly, Atma is now a waker, then a dreamer, then a deep sleeper. So, sarvasu avasthasu atmana anugatasya. Atma that inheres or obtains in all the three states. Vivicharinibhihi avasthabhihi ananvagatatvam. There were the avasthas, the waking, dream, deep sleep, that are vivichari, which are mutually exclusive. When the waking is there, the dream and deep sleep are not there, etc. Where Ahmedabad is, there Baroda is not, Surat is not. It's called Vyabhichara, exclusive, mutual exclusion. Therefore, Ananvagatatvam, meaning what? Asamsprushtatvam. Therefore, Asangohyayam Purushaha Atma is Asangaha. He is unconnected because he is seen in more than one places. Therefore, he cannot be connected with any place. Therefore, Atma is not avasthavan. Atma is not connected to waking, dream or deep sleep states. Avasthanam swabhavikatve vanni aushnavat atma vivichara ayogat. If avastha, if waking, dream, deep sleep were the nature of Atma, he should always be awake or dreaming or sleeping. He can never be devoid of that. Like heat is the nature of fire, so fire can never be devoid of heat. Similarly also, if avasthas or to be awake, wakefulness, if wakefulness was the nature of Atma, he should be always awake and not dreaming and not sleeping. Therefore, Atma cannot be a waker, dreamer, etc. Avastha cannot be the nature of Atma. Sushuptau prapancha bhranti abhave. An Atma is not a prapanchavan, not a samsari, because in deep sleep state there is no samsara. Prapancha bhranti abhave. When you wake up, there is bhranti or delusion of this universe, delusion of your sense of being limited. So prapancha bhranti. When I am awake, then I look upon myself as a limited being, possessed of body, sense organs, etc. I find that I am one among the countless individuals, that I am a seeker, thus I am a samsari in every way. I find myself helpless, dependent. But sushuptau prapancha bhranti abhave. There is an experience here called the deep sleep where this prapancha, this sense of limitedness is totally absent. That means that the whole prapancha drops off. The samsara, the sense of limitation, the sense of, the dependence, all of this drop off in deep sleep state. And if they drop off, that cannot be my nature, because I can never be devoid of my nature. So prapancha cannot be my nature. I cannot be a samsari. Again, sata somya tada sampanno bhavati iti yukta abhed darshanat. And then Shruti says, then deep sleep state, this Atma becomes one with Sat, one with Brahma. So iti ukta abhed darshanat. Shruti says there is abheda, non-duality of Atma and Brahman in the state of deep sleep. Nishprapancha Brahmaikya Sambhava. So state of deep sleep points out there is Sambhava, possibility there can be Brahman. Because in the state of deep sleep, I am devoid of samsara. Not only that, but Shruti says that in the deep sleep state, Atma in fact becomes one with Brahman. Yatha ghatadayo mrut abhinnaha tatha jagat brahma abhinnam tajjatvat iti. Further, yatha ghatadayo mrut abhinnaha, just as pots and pans made of earth are non-separate from earth. Tatha jagat brahma abhinnam tajjatvat. Similarly, Jagat being born of Brahman, therefore Jagat is abhinnam, non-separate from Brahman. Tajjatvat tajjalan. So Brahman is tajjam, born of Brahman. Jagat is born of Brahman. Ityadihi tarkaha ashriyate ityarthaha. So Shruti does resort to this tarka. Or Shruti prescribes that this kind of reasoning should be applied. This kind of reasoning is necessary for you to remove doubts and vagueness from your mind. So that's what Bhashyakara said. Swapnanta buddhantayoho ubhayoho itaretar vicharat. Swapna means sleep. Buddha means waking. Since the sleep and waking are mutually exclusive, meaning when the one is, the other is not. Atmana anandvagatatvam, and Atma is both in waking as well as sleep, therefore he is unconnected. He is not identified with the states, he is unconnected to the states. Samprasadecha prapancha parityagena sadatmana sampattehe. Samprasade means what? In the deep sleep state. Prapancha parityagena, the Jivatma gives up the prapancha. Sadatmana sampattehe, he becomes only Sat or existence. Therefore, Nishprapancha Sadatmatvam, that shows that Atma is the nature of Sat, that is Nishprapancha, beyond prapancha or beyond samsara. Prapanchasya Brahma Prabhavat Karyakarana Ananyatva Nyayana Brahma Atireka iti. And since prapancha, the creation, is born of Brahman, and the rule is that the effect cannot be separate from the material cause. Therefore, Jagat cannot be separate from Brahman, that is the material cause. Brahma avyatirekah, therefore Jagat is non-separate from Brahman. Iti evam jatikah tarkah anubhavangatvena ashriyate. Tarka, or reasoning of this nature, is resorted to, as Ananga is also a part of gaining the clarity in the knowledge. Brahmani savakasham tarka darshayitva shruti ananugrahita tarkasya tasmin anavakashatvam sutrakritovi sammatamidyah. Brahmani savakasham tarka darshayitva. Bhashyakara having shown how tarka has a scope with reference to Brahman. What tarka? The tarka conforming to the Upanishad has a scope with reference to knowledge of Brahman. That is what Bhashyakara has shown. Shruti ananugrahita tarkasya. At the same time, tarka which is not in conformity with Shruti. Kimiha kinkaya sakhalu kiupayas tribhuvanam. What desire Brahman had, what body Brahman had, etc. So this tarka is all shushka tarka, meaning that tarka that does not have the blessing of Shruti, is not conforming to the Shruti, has no scope. Anugrahita tarkasya tasmin anavakashatvam sutrakritovi sammatam. Sutrakar also agrees that tarka or reasoning not having basis in Shruti, that does not have scope with reference to knowledge of Brahman. So next sentence Bhashyakara says, or of course Ratnavara also says, Brahmani shushka tarkasya apravesha sutra sammataha. That the empty logic has no scope with reference to Brahman, which is also in agreement with this Sutrakara tarka iti. Tarka pratishthanat iti cha kevalasya tarkasya vipralambakatvam darshayishyate. Tarka pratishthanat. So tarka has no finality, no conclusiveness. A pratishtha means finality or conclusiveness. Tarka or the reasoning has no conclusiveness. Merely tarka or the reasoning will always involve these doshas. Atma, Sanyonya, Shrestha. If you want to approach the truth only through tarka, all these doshas will be there. Tarka does not have finality, does not have conclusiveness. Idicha kevalasya tarkasya vipralambakatvam darshayishyati. That kevala tarka, mere reason, is misleading. That's what Sutraka will show. Right in this section 2.1.11. We are at 2.1 and 6, and at 2.1.11 this sutra comes. Vipralambakatvam apramapakatvam. Vipralamba means cheating, it's misleading, meaning that tarka cannot become the means of the knowledge of Brahman. That's what the Sutrakar also clearly says. Then says Ratnaprabha, Yaduktam ekadeshina sarvasya jagatah chetanatvam. That Ekadeshi, the Pseudo Vedanta, then said that because Brahman is declared to be the material cause of the creation and Brahman is consciousness, therefore whole Jagat also should be conscious. So he approached it from a different point of view. That the effect is not separate from the material cause, and material cause is Brahman, and that is consciousness. Therefore, Jagat must be conscious. So that's how, by Arthapatti, Shrutarthapatti, that Shruti would not have said that Brahman is Jagat Karanam unless Jagat was conscious. Shruti would not have said it. Tadoktau vibhaga shruti anupatti dushanam sankhyena. To that Sankhya found out a fault. If you say that the whole universe is sentient or conscious, then elsewhere Shruti says, Vijnanam cha abhavata. That Brahman became Vijnanam, conscious, as Avijnanam, unconscious. Brahman has become sentient and insentient, meaning that Shruti herself says that this universe is sentient as well as insentient entities. So if you say that Jagat must be conscious because it is a product of Brahman, then it is that conclusion of yours will contradict on the Shruti statement which says that the Jagat is consisting of both Vijnanam and Avijnanam, sentient and insentient. So Vibhaga Shruti Anupatti. If you say that the whole universe is conscious, then Vibhaga Shruti, this statement of Shruti, which says Vibhaga, Vijnanam cha, Avijnanam cha, showing the division between the sentient and insentient, Anupatti, that will become untenable, meaning that will become unreasonable. That's the Dushana. That is the fault that Sankhya pointed out with reference to the thinking of the Ekadeshi or the Pseudo-Vedantin. Tanna, Bhashyakara says that Dushanam, that fault which is pointed by Sankhya, that fault does not exist even in the opinion of Ekadeshi. Even when Ekadeshi or Pseudo-Vedantin says that the whole universe is sentient, then this division of sentient insentient can still be explained. Tatra tena ekadeshina vibhaga shrutehe chaitanya avivyakti anavyaktibyam yojayitum shakyatvat. Ekadeshi already said, and he can say that what you call conscious or sentient is where the consciousness is manifest in that manner. What do you call? Because of the particular parinama, particular kind of modification. So when an entity possesses the mind or subtle body, that is where consciousness manifests as life. And where the entity does not possess this subtle body, such as a table, such as a chair, there the consciousness is not manifest as life. It's a matter of manifestation and non-manifestation of sentiency rather than the presence or absence of consciousness. Meaning that just because something is insentient, that is not the proof that consciousness is not there. Only this entity such as table does not possess the appropriate means or medium for manifestation of consciousness, therefore consciousness is not manifest. And what you call sentient, there is the consciousness is manifest. Therefore, the division Shruti, Vijnanam cha, Avijnanam cha also can be explained by the Ekadeshi in this manner, who claims that the whole universe is sentient. So, Abhivyakti, Anabhivyakti bhyam yojayitum shakyatvat. So the Ekadeshi can somehow explain the division of Vijnanam and Avijnanam. Hey Sankhya, you cannot explain. You who is finding the fault with Ekadeshi, yourself have a problem in explaining the division of the sentiency and insentiency. Sankhyastu idam dushanam vajralepayate. This dushanam, this defect of not explaining, not being able to explain the division between the sentient and insentient is like vajra, like indestructible. So, in fact, this defect you cannot in any way avoid or eliminate. Pradhana karyatve sarvasya achetanatvena. If you say that Pradhanam is the material cause of the universe, then Pradhanam is Achetanam, and the whole universe will be Achetanam. Now, how to explain the division of Chetanam and Achetanam, which is accepted by Shruti? Sarvasya Achetanattvena Chetana Achetana Karya Vibhaga Asambhavad. Then Karya Vibhaga, the division of Karya, division of effect of Chetana, Achetana also is impossible if Pradhanam or insentient matter is the cause of creation. So if you think he has problem, you have a bigger problem. He can give an explanation, you have no explanation at all. Itya Yopi Ityadina, Sabhashyakara says, Yopi Chetana Karana Shravana Balenaiva Samastasya Jagataha Chetanatam Utprekshate Tasyapi Vijnanam cha iti Chetana Vibhaga Shravanam Vibhavana Avibhavanabhyam Chaitanyasya Shakyate eva Yojayitum. So Yopi, meaning the Ekadeshi, the Suruha Vedantin, Chetana Karanat Shravana Bale Naiva, simply based on hearing this from the Shruti, that Chetanam Brahma is the Jagat Karanam, merely based on that, by Arthapatti, Samastisya Jagata Chetanam Utprekshate, imagines that the whole Jagat is Chetanam or sentient. Tasyapi Vijnanam cha Avijnanam cheti Chetana Achetana Vibhaga Shravanam. So this Shruti which talks about Vijnanam and Avijnanam, that Vibhaga, that kind of division of the entities in the universe, the Drashta is Chetana, the Drishya is Achetana, that Vibhaga Taittiriya Upanishad describes. Vibhavana Avibhavanabhyam Chaitanasya Shakyate Yojayitum. All you can say is, in what you call sentient, the consciousness is manifest that way. What insentient, consciousness is not manifest that way. So Vyavasthapaniyam, that is how the Vyavastha, the arrangement can be explained. Nyayana says in the last line, Savakasha Anavakasha Nyayana Savakasha Vibhaga Shrutihi Anavakasha Arthapatya Vibhavana Vibhavana Vishayataya Vyavasthapaniya Ityartha. Savakasha Anavakasha Nyayana. The Shruti which is Savakasha, depending upon something else. Anavakasha, not depending upon something else. Savakasha Vibhaga Shrutihi. See, when Upanishad Chet, so Vijnanam cha Avijnanam cha Bhavat, there is no reason given there. Here only, on the other hand, Shruti says that the Brahman is the consciousness, is the reason, cause. So that means that the Jagat being non-separate should be conscious. So this is a stronger Shruti, and therefore you have to explain the Vibhaga Shruti by manifestation or non-manifestation of consciousness. So Swamate Vibhaga Shruti Virodham Samadhaya Swamate. What is Swamata? That Brahman is the Jagat Karanam, that the Vibhaga Shruti also Vyavasthapaniya can be explained in this manner. Pradhanavade tad virodhamaha. But Pradhanavade, the Sankhya who claims Pradhanam is Jagat Karanam, that virodha of the inability to explain the division of Chetana and Achetana remains parasyaiting. So Bhashyakara says, Parasya evato idamapi vivagashravanam na yujyate. Parasya evato, in fact, for the other fellow, namely Sankhya, idamapi vivagashram na yujyate. Sankhya in no way can explain this division of the conscious and unconscious, whereas the Vedantin can explain that division by saying that this difference in manifestation of consciousness and not the presence or absence of consciousness. So Sankhya, who claims Pradhanam, the matter, the inert matter to be Jagat Karanam, will have a hard time or won't be able to explain that division of Chetana and Achetana, or Vijnana, Avijnana. Then says Nyaya Ghataha Sfuratiti Pratyaksha Sangrahatham Api iti Uktam Idam Api Vivaga Shravanam. So Ghata Sfurati, so a Ghata shines, Ghata is revealed. So it is Pratyaksha Sangrahatham. Pratyaksha also you find this division, in fact, of sense and intention. Then says Nyaya Sattva Rajas Tamasam Sattva Rajas Tamasam Ajnanatmakatvat Purushasya cha Atadatmakatvat Asmanmate Vibhaga Shrute Nanupatti. Sankhya says that Vibhaga is there in us also. Sattva Rajas Tamasam Ajnanatmaktvat, that Pradhanam is Avijnanam and Purusha is Vijnanam. So Asmanmate, in Sankhya Mata also, that they Vijnanam, Avijnanam, Purusha and Prakriti, it can be explained. So why do you say it can't be explained? So says, Katham. Sankhya is asking us. So when we say, hey, you cannot explain the division between the Vijnana or Vijnanam, he says, why not? We can explain that Purusha is Vijnanam and Prakriti is Avijnanam. Understand that Abhavata, the Karyam has that division of Purusha is not a Karya. So says, Uktaritya Vibhaga Asambhavam Vaktum Shruti Abhimatam Arthamaha. So Uktaritya, by the riti that the Sankhya said, Vibhaga Asambhavam Vaktum Shruti Abhimatam. By the riti that we have said, how Vibhaga is not possible, that is what is accepted by Shruti, or that is what is the opinion of the Shruti. That explained Paramakaranasya, Bhashyakara says, Paramakaranasya hi asya atra samasta jagadatmana samavasthanam shravyate vijnanam cha abhavat iti. So Uktaritya Paramakaranasya hi, that Brahman is Jagadi, Brahman is the Paramakaranam, the ultimate cause of the universe, and Atra Samasta Jagadatmana Samavasthanam Shravyate. So when the Upanishad says, what is it? So yadidam kincha nilayanam cha vijnanam cha satyam cha nrutam cha satyam abhavat. Nilayam, anilayanam, etc. And so Brahman became all of this. That which has a abode, which does not have an abode, which is sentient, insentient, which is real, unreal, all of this. So, samasta jagadatmana samvasthanam. The entire creation consisting of whatever it consists. Upanishad says that Brahman became everything. Vijnanam cha abhavata. That became Vijnanam, and Vijnanam includes everything. Says pradhanasyeva mool karanatvat ashesh jagadatmana avasthanamiti. Sankhya is fine. We say that pradhanam is moola karanam. That's the fundamental cause. Pradhanam is manifest as the entire universe. Then tatra, the Bhashyakara says, tatra yatha chetanasya achetana bhavaha na upapadyate विलक्षणत्वात् एवं अचेतनस्यापि चेतनभावः न उपपद्यते. So if according to you the effect must show the same attributes as cause, therefore you say that Brahman is consciousness. So how do you explain the division of conscious and unconscious in the universe? Because the whole universe is product of the original cause, Brahman. Then you say, you claim that Pradhanam is the original cause. The primordial matter is the original cause, then everything should be unconscious. Then you also cannot explain the division of Vijnanam and Avijnanam. Because Pradhanam is Avijnanam. Pradhanam is unconscious, insentient. Therefore the whole universe should be insentient. But the Upanishad itself says, there are sentient and insentient entities in the universe. So you yourself also cannot explain that Shruti. We can explain it in some way by saying that the manifestation of consciousness varies according to the parinama, according to modification, whether mind is there or is not there. But you cannot explain that division at all because according to you, Pradhanam, the inert is the cause of creation, whole universe must be inert, whereas the Taittiriya Upanishad does say that part of the universe is sentient, other part is inert. Then says, Tari tvanmatepi chetanasya achetana bhava anupatti tulya. Then Sankhya says, okay, if we have difficulty in explaining the division of Chetana and Achetana, Vedanta, then you also have that same difficulty. But you claim Chetan to be the cause of creation, how do you explain Chetanam then? Taitvan matevi Chetanasya Achetana bhava anupati tulya iti ashankya Chetanasyapi karanasya swapadau avibhavana स्वापादौ इव अनाविर्भावेद चैतन्यत्वम उक्तमित्याह. So we said that just as in deep sleep the consciousness is not manifest, and similarly also in what you call inert, the consciousness is not manifest. So Bhashyakara says, or Ratnapura also said, Siddhante Chetana Chetana Vailakshanya Angikare Katham Brahmana Prakrutitvam. Same thing. Even Siddhanta, you say that Chetana is different from Achetana, then how do you say that Brahman is the material cause? So Bhashyakara says, Pratyuktatvato वैलक्षण्यस्य यथा श्रुत्या एव चेतनं कारणं ग्रहीतव्यं भवति प्रत्युक्तत्वात् तो वैलक्षण्यस्य that Vailakshanya has been already refuted. That Brahman and Jagat are totally dissimilar, that has been refuted. By saying that the existence that Brahman is does inhere in the Jagat also, therefore they are not totally dissimilar. So Vailakshanyasya pratyuktatvat. Vailakshanya has been already refuted. Yatha Shrutya eva. Therefore, as the Shruti has said, Chetanam Karanam Grahitavyam. Chetanam is the Chetanam Brahma is the material cause of the universe. That's how to accept as the Shruti has stated. Because all the arguments against the Shruti have been refuted by us, and arguments in favor of Shruti have been presented by us. Therefore, so says Ratnaprabha, Aprayojakatva Vyabhicharabhyam. Aprayojakatva means what? That Vailakshanam is aprayojakam. There is not total Vailakshanyam between Brahma and Jagat because Sat is in Brahman, Sat is in Jagat, therefore total Vailakshanyam is not there. So Vailakshanyam, the Hetu, is not prayojaka, is not a proving ground for Brahman not being the cause. And Vibhichara. You have shown Vibhichara also. Gome vrishikadau hetoho vibhicharasya uktatvat. That how from Purusha which Chetana, Achetana, hair and nail come out, how the cow dung which Acetanam, the Chetana, scorpion comes out. So Vibhichara of your argument has been shown us. So we have shown you two things. The argument is about Vailakshanyam, the dissimilarity between the cause and effect. That is not applicable to Brahman and Jagat because both of them possess similarity in terms of existence. Further, that Vailakshanyam can never be of Chetana, Achetana. That also we have pointed out that from Chetana Purusha, Achetana, hair etc. come out. From Achetana Gomaya, Chetana scorpion comes out. So Vibhichara exception also has been shown. Therefore, Sankhya has no ground as far as his reasoning is concerned. Therefore, Yatha Shrutya eva. So, as the Shruti has stated, Chetanam Karanam Grahitavyam. Chetanam Brahma is the cause. That's what we have to accept it. Okay, we'll continue tomorrow. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmedi Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.